What is up, everyone? Thanks for joining me. It's another Sunday morning. It's another random comic books review with me, Corey James. This week we're going to be talking about Seven to Eternity, Volume 2. Not last week, but maybe the week before, we talked about Volume 1. So what I wanted to do this week, I have alright, so get my stuff all clear here. So I won an auction for $10 on eBay for a comic book lot of 50 comic books ranging from the Copper to Modern era, and I'm waiting for those to come so that I can do a unboxing video on here for you guys, because I thought that'd be pretty cool, pretty exciting for me. It won't be here till Monday, so that probably won't happen until next week. Yeah, so that probably won't happen until next week. And then last week I did X-Men Black Part 1. I did receive my Juggernaut issue this week, but I have not gotten Emma Frost yet. They shipped that yesterday, so that'll also be coming next week. So you'll either be getting, be getting both, but I'm just not sure which one when. You'll be getting the part 2 of the X-Men Black review, and you'll also be getting a unboxing video. So I'm uber pumped for those. I hope you are too. But yeah, if you're on the Suicide Moses Productions channel right now, hit the subscribe button, like it, share it, hit the notification button. You'll be notified anytime we upload some videos. We got the Strange Planet podcast. We got Anthony's Wrestling Roundup. We got the random comic book review, and we got tons of music. Grab your coffee, and let's get started. So, we left off in Volume 1, them camping out with the Mud King whispering to Adam and kind of manipulating him a little bit. And we pick up in Volume 2. Volume 2 is issues 5 through 9. Same artist, same creator. Remender, Opina, Heron, and Hollingsworth are back to make some of the most beautiful effing art storytelling you've ever seen in your freaking life. So we get a lot, like, I'm gonna have to say, Volume 1 was a little, compared to Volume 2, Volume 1 was boring. It wasn't actually boring, but I'm saying compared. Volume 2 steps it up, like, a hell of a lot. We got them caravanning. They're in the wagon with Garrels all tied up. You got the red chick that Adam met when he was little, hanging out with him. Him hacking up blood because he's still sick. And then we get an attack on them, on the caravan. And it is the Mud King's daughter. So she's this, like, blonde-haired, pink-looking chick who can fly. And she wears this creepy doll mask, and she's got these little bells. And when she rings the bells, she can make you see what she wants you to see, basically hallucinate, I think. Or she can actually turn physical things into stuff. I'm not really 100% sure. Like, I'm pretty sure Adam tries to attack her, and she turns the stick that he's using into bubbles or something. And she's trying to save her dad. But the horse goes crazy. The carriage starts sliding off the cliff. She falls. Adam falls. The purple monkey dude falls, and he's trying to help out, and he's holding on to Adam, and she's holding on to the rope, and he basically lets her go, kills her. So this was like a huge turning point to me. This like sealed the deal of the Mud King hating Adam. I would think. He just killed your daughter. The weird thing is, continuing on in the story, it doesn't seem to affect anything. Like, it doesn't seem... Geralt doesn't really seem distraught or upset about the loss of his daughter, which you kind of find out later on once we meet... Oh, that's spoiler territory. That's new issues, but you will meet his son, spoiler, and you find out he's not too happy with his children. So I assume the same thing goes for his daughter. He's probably not too happy with her, but still, you think he would have mourned a little bit the fact that they killed his daughter and be a little bit pissed off about it. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. So at this point, we move on. We're getting to the Black Swamp. One of the best issues of the entire series. The Piper is finally catching back up. She caught up with Drawbridge in the desert, where he was kind of like diverting her attention away from them to try to give them as much time to get away. The Piper killed Drawbridge. Rest in peace, Drawbridge. One of my favorite characters. But don't worry. Spoilers. So we're getting into the swamp. Piper's catching up to them. Things are getting tense. The swamp is... The Black Swamp, or Black Well, they call it, is terrifying. Basically, everything you can ever imagine that you don't want to see, you see in the swamp. It's toxic. It causes you to see things you don't want to see and feel things you don't want to feel and turn into, turn into plants. Basically, kind of like Swamp Thing. So they're in the swamp. Things are going bad already. Some shit goes down where one of them gets stuck in the mud. Oh, it's the girl. It's the red girl that really liked him. And basically, Geralt gets stuck in the swamp, and she gets stuck in the swamp. And Adam makes a decision. This is the turn of Adam. This is the huge point of which direction he's going to go. Is he going to let the Mud King die and save the girl, who obviously likes him, which is what he should do? Or is he going to save the Mud King because the Mud King is the only one who can help him? The Mud King's the only one who can heal him, and the Mud King's the only one who can decide to leave their family alone and leave them in peace. So, Adam leaves the girl to die, saves Geralt, and they sneak away from the entire group. He basically rescues the Mud King. After all of this build-up of you thinking that he's against the Mud King and he's never going to hear the offer, he saves him, he sneaks away. So now he just looks bad to everyone else. It looks like Adam has turned on them. So we move on, we get out of the swamp. The white lady with the lamp is utterly pissed that Adam got away with Geralt and is out to kill Adam now. The red chick doesn't end up dying, though. She gets saved by... Katie Osiris shows up. Adam's daughter, who he told to stay at the farm to protect the family, has been tracking them the whole time. She shows up right after Adam leaves and saves the day, only to her dismay of being told that her dad went off with the Mud King. So she now is insanely pissed at her father and wants answers. So they're all aimed towards Adam and trying to find Adam. Then we enter a character. They go to find a character who's going to be able to track Adam and the Mud King, and they find Dragon, who's this big dragon-looking dude, I guess. It's weird. He has a pet frog who can track anyone. He can just sense where to go. but he'll only do it if you feed him gold coins. It's pretty weird. But yeah. So there's that. So they're tracking him. The red chick goes to her like grandfather or something like that to get healed because she's been poisoned by the Black Well. And you find out that they're all working for the Mud King, and he tries to poison her and kill her in the bed. She gets loose and shoves the gas mask back on that he was feeding the Black Well into her. He shoves the mask onto him, and it's so sick. Like, it starts taking over his body, and next thing you know, he's basically like this twisted, entangled mess of a bush of vines and death and a big old gas mask. I don't know if you can see that very well, but you should have these issues by now. How many times have I told you to pick up these issues? They're not expensive. You could be following right along as we review, and you'd be reading one of the best comic book stories ever written. So yeah, anyway, once she gets away, now she is different. She's had the Black Well. She's been exposed to the Black Well. She's angry Adam left her. She is hell-bent on killing Adam. So now you got her and Dragon going after Adam. You got the group, the Mozaks going after Adam because he stole the Mud King from them, with the White Queen, the white floaty owl lady, really pissed off. And you got Katie Osiris pissed off at her father for leaving also. So you got 3 different groups going after Adam and the Mud King. Alright, so then we get to the last issue. One of the most heavy emotional things I have ever read in my life. Okay, so like they show up at this, it's Geralt's, the Mud King. It's his son's territory where I guess Geralt's banished him from like living on the ground, so they live in these floating island things, and they all travel with balloons tied to their backs. Pretty cool. But that's where the well is, apparently. So apparently at this point you kind of figure out that Adam has heard the offer, even though he said he wouldn't. And Geralt has offered him that he will take him to a well that will heal his body, which we all knew that's what the offer was going to be. So they get there, and as they get there, they're attacked. And they're attacked by the White Owl Lady. She makes it there before they do, and starts attacking them. But what you find out is the Mud King tells Adam that she's not what she seems. She is the embodiment of the Black Well. And once you find that out, she turns, her mask comes off, she's black, she's creepy, she's insanely powerful, and she starts attacking them. So this sick battle ensues on top of this floating island with waterfalls in the background and glowing mushrooms everywhere, and they're fighting on this cliff edge, and Adam's unloading all his nails and shooting weird spirit squids, and she's completely manipulating them and telling them what to do and turning them back on Adam, which was awesome. So he busts out the big gun. He pulls out his father's nail. The last thing that exists of his father is this vial of blood. And he puts it in his gun, and he pulls the trigger to use his dad's, not only his dad's power, but his dad's spirit. Like, his dad will be there. He pulls the trigger, and his dad walks out. Freaking glowing eyeball, laser sword, like mind plasma swords, I guess. I don't know. So awesome looking. Just goes balls to the wall up against the Black Well lady. Takes her down. And then turns to see Adam standing there, having heard the offer with the Mud King. Like, his whole life, he refused and kept his family away from the Mud King and that burden that was like the one thing that he asked Adam, was to just please never hear his offer. Like, just, if that's the one thing you do for me, do that for me. And to see that he didn't. He completely dishonored everything that his father had stood for. And his father doesn't even say a word to him. Just looks at him disappointedly, turns around and starts walking away. And Adam breaks down and running after him, screaming, trying to explain himself, and the spirit of his father fades away, and he drops to his knees on the edge of the cliff. That was the last time he's going to ever see his father. And we are left, boom, with a literal cliffhanger. He's on his knees on the edge of a cliff. And Volume 2 wraps up in issue 9. And that was the break. They took, Remender and Opena took a break after that. So I actually had to wait almost a year and a half, a little bit over a year and a half, I think, before they started the new issue, the new run, which just started in July. And there's only been 2 issues since then. So if you enjoyed Volume 1 and you enjoyed Volume 2, go subscribe to that comic book series right now, because you'll get caught up real quick. There's only 2 out right now. There's one more coming out this month, and then 1 in December. You won't be disappointed. Once the next issue starts, you're on the adventure of what Mud King and Adam are doing now. I'll start reviewing those probably one by one here soon, when they're a little bit, you've had some time. I don't want to spoil it for you. I want you to feel what I'm feeling as I'm reading these stories. So I probably won't review those right away. Maybe when I get maybe after I get the next 2 issues and I have a nice lot to talk about, I'll do that. So that was a little quick review of Seven to Eternity Volume 2. Thanks for watching. Like I said, like, share, subscribe on the Suicide Moses Productions channel, and look forward to something different. I'm really, really excited to do this unboxing video. I've never done anything like that before, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm about to get. We could have a video of me just pulling out poop after turd after turd. You don't know. I doubt that I'm going to get something great, but we had talked about this on the podcast. I'm not a huge fan of the era labeling system for comic books. Personally, my favorite eras are the Copper and the early modern, the 90s. So if that's what I'm going to get, it doesn't matter if I get a $1 million comic book. I like filler stuff. I like the stories. That's the reason I like comic books. I like the stories as a whole. I like the artwork. So if I get a box of 50 effing random comic books, well, hey, there's a reason that I call it the Random Comic Books Review, right? So anyway, look forward to those. Look forward to part 2 of the X-Men Black series. I did read Juggernaut, and I did like it. So finally, after 3 issues of X-Men Black, I found one that I liked, and the Apocalypse story is still killer. So look forward to that review. I hope you have a good Sunday and a good rest of the week. Thanks for watching.